처음에 모두 날 바라보지 애써 노력을 안 해도 모든 남자들의 고피가 팡팡팡.
Nathan here from Anniss+Barton, and we're here today with Emma Boyle from Steph Meyer & Co. Emma came to us and did a collection with us for the first time, very first collection that she's ever done. And we're going to have a bit of a chat about that and break it down and talk a little bit about your collection and all the things that went into it and how it all went. And you got to win an award, which is exciting. So we're super proud and we're looking forward to having a bit of a chat. You made the Australian Hair Industry Awards Hotshot team with your collection. So congratulations, that's amazing. What an achievement. What is that all about?
So the Hotshots team is a team that the Australian Hair Industry Awards and Mocha Group put together every year of 4 people. We get to work together for the entire year on different projects. They've got the Hotshots house, we can get some education, we get to work on the awards show next year, we get to do a collection together, which is super exciting.
So what's that worth to you? Like, to be able to be a part of that team, what is that going to do for your career?
Yeah, it's huge. So I think that award specifically, out of all of them, is probably the one I would probably benefit the most from, because you get a full year of mentorship. You get to meet more people in the industry. I get to know a bit more about the hair industry in Australia. And I'm super excited. Last
minute, because you probably had about 6 or 8 weeks notice, you wanted to do a collection.
Yeah.
What made you decide, hey, I'm going to do a collection, I'm going to get into this, I'm going to do it?
I always wanted to do one, but I thought, yeah, one day I'll do one. It was always one day. And then it was actually when you posted on Instagram, you were like, we're shooting collection, there's a couple of places left.
Yeah.
And then Steph messaged me, she was like, you need to do this. And within 5 minutes, I was like, yep, I'm doing it.
Wow. So when you came to us, when we first sort of talked about the collection, I think we came to this salon and you already had an idea. Tell us a bit about that.
So because I always knew that I wanted to do a collection, I always had this idea of whenever I do a collection, eventually this is what I want to do. So I danced when I was younger for years, and then I loved the whole creativity. I loved the costume, the makeup, the hair when it came to dance and ballet, just all things colourful and dramatic. I thought it would be cool to merge my dance life as a child with my current life as a hairstylist, and bring the things that I loved from dance into a shoot. A bit of it was nostalgia, so kind of coming back into the dance industry, but coming back into the dance industry through hair. So I was like, there's no time to sway here. I need to go with my idea and just go headfirst into it. Obviously met with you guys every week leading up to it, and you basically babysat me through the whole thing.
But you came to us with really strong ideas. So as soon as a hairdresser has an idea, as creatives, we're like, cool, how can we make this look amazing? What can we do? What's the lighting going to look like? What's the end product going to look like? How are we going to build on this creative idea? So I think that having that idea to begin with gives the rest of the creatives, whether it be a makeup artist, a photographer or anything, it gives them the spark to start thinking out loud. And then you already had some pretty definite ideas on hair, and it may have evolved a little bit, but you knew what you wanted from the get-go.
And that's the one thing that I did know. That was the only thing I knew about the shoot and the collection, was the hair part of it.
The important bit.
Yeah, the important bit. And obviously meeting with you and seeing your whole creative idea around it actually made it come to life as well.
We were going backward and forward with a conversation with you on how we're going to light this. And you kind of said, well, when you're on stage, you've got hard backlights and you've got smoke in the air and things like that. And that was from pretty much the beginning of the conception of the idea. So you kind of knew that that's what you kind of wanted. Each look had a strong character base. What made you want to do that, and how did you come up with that idea?
So I went, different things that I've taken part in when I was dancing, those girls are all real. Like I've met every single one of those characters before. Maybe I'm one of them.
You had the sad ballet girl, you had the bitchy ballet girl.
But yeah, it's a very real, like, I think in ballet, everything's so uniform. They all tend to look the exact same, not by choice, like they wear the same uniform, they wear their hair in a bun. But behind the bun, the uniform, the tutu, the posture is these personalities, and to be able to take that side of the ballerina out in a parachute, I thought would be really cool.
How did you go about balancing traditional ballet and then your bold characters?
I think it's just exaggerating their personality with what you would assume their version of a ballerina looked like. So if they had decided that morning, I want to wear a bright green tutu and I want it to be massive instead of this little pink tutu and very like safe and elegant, I wanted it to be wild and chaotic. And I think it worked.
It worked well.
I didn't put pressure on myself because it was my first collection. So I think this first collection was for me, it was a bit of a test run to see what I could do in the future. I could learn from it. And then it ended up being really cool.
It was really, really cool. For your first collection, honestly, it was dynamite. It was really, really, really good.
I think because it wasn't just a hair shoot with nice clothes, nice styling, nice poses. It had that ballet aspect. I think that's what made it stand out a little bit more, I guess.
These shots won't just last for a season. They're going to be classic images that'll be out there in the hair world. And I can guarantee you people are going to reference these in 5 years' time on their mood board.
How cool that
They will, because it's different and people wouldn't have seen it before. Photo shoots are a big investment and the money would have kept piling up for you, I'm sure. Like it was like, we need to get a location, we need to get this. And now the ballet dancers that we originally were going to have, they're probably not all out there. We need to get some proper models. And you didn't skimp. You got some of the best models in the industry.
We're like, if we're going to do it, we have to do it right. So yeah, I think going for models that had lots of experience was a game changer and saved a lot of time on the day, meaning that we could try lots of different things because we'd ask them to do something, they would just do it. They were great.
Something you did do yourself, which I thought was risky, and it turned out to be awesome, was you styled it yourself. Not the hair, but you styled the clothes. Yeah. And you were online trying to buy outfits prior to the shoot that narrowly came before the day. Tell us a bit about that experience.
I guess without the costume and the dance poses, it's just a hair shoot. So I kind of knew what I wanted them to wear. And I did have a stylist and that came on the day, but we had already pre-planned what they were wearing.
Tell us about the process about planning every single look and how you were going to execute it on the day before the day. How did that come about?
That was really important for me because if anyone knows me, knows that I don't do stress. Not that I don't do it, I just refuse to deal with stress. So being organised and knowing exactly what was happening and when it was happening was a game changer on the day. There was no questions. We knew what everyone was doing, when they were doing it, what they were wearing, had everything planned to a T so that nothing could really go majorly wrong.
Tell us about some unexpected challenges throughout the time when you were shooting.
Time. Obviously, we chose last minute that we were going to do this. So it was, I needed to be time efficient with every decision. Like I needed to know, I didn't have much time for trial and error. I needed to just go with it. Mm-hmm. I think that worked in my favor because then I didn't end up having all these ideas and then maybe not picking the right ones. I just had to, go head first into each idea. On the day, but everyone said, oh, you're so chill. And I was like, yeah, but in my brain was just going 90 miles an hour. I think that's just how I'm very internal when it comes to what's going on in my head.
The panic attack.
It's a smile on my face, but it's just horror on the inside.
So there were a couple of shots that probably didn't turn out on the day.
Yep.
There was a couple of looks that you've had to go, okay, we're gonna have to change direction on this. How did you overcome some of those challenges?
I think I was prepared for that, going in again, like I said before, with an open mind, of being open to changing things last minute. And I think the best shots tend to come from things that you haven't actually originally planned in the first place. Everyone was so positive. No one was stressed. No one was drama. I found it really chilled, which is exactly what I would want from a shoot. The chaos is fun, but I think having a chilled atmosphere and having everyone work together, like the team was amazing. You, the makeup artist, the girls, Steph, Britt and Stacey, they were all, they had my back.
They were a fun team. It was a fun shoot. It was a fun shoot.